Okay, so I watched a video that predicts exact days where the market it's going to hit rock bottom. The day floating around is February 2027, and the creator says there is a lost formula that can predict bottom.
Today, we're not gonna absolutely bash on this formula in any way, shape, or form. The video was actually very intriguing. I really liked it. And if you wanna go check it out, there is a link in the description. And I actually really did enjoy the information that was being said. But we wanna translate that into more normal human conversation, right? And what does this exactly mean? Because he went into some pretty specific and heavy detail. And we also wanna put our spin on it of what does that mean for you to move to Knoxville, Tennessee. If you're new here, my name is Christian.
And I'm Hilmar. We're based in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we help people just like you buying or selling here in the Knoxville area.
We want to be very clear. This is not financial advice. We can't do that. We're not allowed to. And also, we're not trying to predict the future either. We're just going to talk through a popular idea and make it useful for you on your next home purchase or home sale.
Well, the first thing I have is when somebody says rock bottom, what does that mean?
Right, is it a national median? Are we talking about a specific city? Is it a specific neighborhood? Is the price of the home the rock bottom, or is it the payment rock bottom?
Or the market?
Right.
Because here in Knoxville it's different. You can have neighborhoods who still hot neighborhoods that still move, and neighborhoods that slow in sales. And in the meanwhile, the payment still feels brutal. I mean, you still got your homeowner's insurance, your taxes, and your monthly payment.
And so what we really want to be specific about is that the housing market has a trend, but the housing market isn't necessarily 100% right for every single market in every single city. Now, one of the biggest reasons that videos like this blow up is because people want certainty.
Especially if you're sitting in a rental thinking, am I about to buy at the top?
Or if you own and you're like, should I sell now? Should I wait?
So really the temptation is tell me when and I plan my life around it.
And honestly, the biggest problem is life doesn't really move in a spreadsheet fashion, right? That's not necessarily how it works.
We wish though.
Yeah, don't we? Don't we? But it doesn't. And I think of the real estate market a little bit like weather, right? When it's snowing in Alaska, it's not necessarily snowing in Miami. So it's just very different. You can't really nail one thing right on the head, just like bam, February 2027 is going to be it for every single market in every single city.
But, and this is an important fact, even if the exact date it's questionable, the framework behind it might still be useful. The video's basic claim is that it can predict the bottom of the market with a formula, and it's been reliable historically.
Now, without getting too in-depth and too nerdy, we're going to talk about how most of these formulas approaches really boil down to a combination of affordability, rates, credit conditions, unemployment and job security, inventory, and the time cycles. Because as we do know, time does absolutely move in a cyclical fashion.
In plain English, bottoms usually happen when people are uncomfortable. Demand is suppressed, and the conditions start to ease.
So instead of treating it like February 2027 is the gospel, we treat it more like a scenario. For instance, if conditions tighten through 2026 and loosen through 2027, you could see better leverage for buyers. And to be fully honest with you, 2025 was kind of a prime example of that anyway. 2025 was much more a buyer's market than a seller's market.
Now let's bring it home. Let's bring it to Knoxville. Knoxville has so many micro markets. Some areas are always in demand for schools, shopping, commute, lifestyle, walkability, you name it.
And we have videos explaining exactly how and why. We have plenty of videos. We have some of our most wanted, like Sequoia Hills. We have other places around Knoxville. Check those out. We've got links in the description as well. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you won't miss a single beat. So even if broader markets soften, A-plus locations are still going to be A-plus locations, and they're still going to be in demand higher than, of course, any of the other areas.
Meanwhile, the homes that tend to soften first are the overpriced listings, homes with functional issues like layout, homes that need work, and sometimes new builds when builders start competing.
So if you're moving to Knoxville, the question shouldn't be, will the entire market bottom out in 2027?
It is, what category of homes am I targeting and how that category behave in Knoxville?
Now, let's talk about a quick real life story about what's gone on in our lives. Me specifically, I've seen this numerous times over the past 5 years that I've done real estate. But very specifically, we just had a client, they were waiting for the perfect time to buy a house. This magical fairy tale ribbon on top time to buy a house.
And the funny part is that the market didn't punish them with a huge jump. It did punish them with less choices.
The good homes always move no matter the market, the conditions, the style. The ones that sit are the ones that most people don't want.
So that is our lived experience. Time does matter, but selection and leverage matters more.
All right, if you're wanting to buy in 2026, here is our Knoxville playbook.
Step 1, stop trying to find the bottom. Start trying to buy with protection.
And protection looks like this. Being picky on price. Take a look at some of the comps. Ask your realtor for comps around that area of a home you're looking to buy. See what those houses sold for, what they previously sold for, and what they could sell for in the future.
Negotiating repairs when you can. And this is the time to negotiate, not only on repairs, but on pricing and concessions and your closing costs.
I just closed a VA loan where the VA went home with a $300 check. He didn't have to pay a single bit of his closing costs.
And not waiving everything just to win. Don't waive your inspections, your appraisal, all of the things that will protect you at the end of the transaction.
There were a lot of people in 2020 and 2021 who were just buying houses sight unseen. No appraisals, no appraisal contingency. They weren't worried about the gaps, anything like that. And that's brutal.
And be careful because they're selling right now. So don't fall in that trap.
And most importantly over everything is always keeping an exit plan. Because you gotta know how long are you really gonna own the home. The thought of, I'm gonna own this home for 30 years and I'm gonna have my grandkids here. Guys, average American moves homes every 5 to 7 years. Just keep that in mind.
And step 2, watch those days on market. Watch the reductions. That tells you if leverage is building.
And step 3, if you're planning to buy a home that you're gonna live in 5 to 10 years, the perfect month to buy, in my opinion, doesn't matter as much as the right property. Because if you're unhappy where you live and you just bought something because it was bottom of the market, everybody's freaking out, let's go buy anything and everything. If you're gonna stay there for a long period of time, it's not gonna be very enjoyable.
Now, if you want to, go ahead and look in the description. We have left you a link with a home search that you can just be browsing at. No pressure, just helpful.
Now, what I will pressure you into, and I want you to look at me in the eyes when I tell you this, I want you to like the video, I want you to tap that bell for notifications, and I want you to subscribe.
And share it if you know somebody else that is about to buy in 2026.
All right, now, if you're a seller and you're asking yourself, when should I sell my home? Don't look for a specific anchor date to be, bam, this is the perfect time.
The winning sellers in 2026 are the ones who do this. Price correctly from day one. That's number 1, please, is a must. Number 2, present it well. Professional pictures, professional videos are going to catch eyes on your listing. And 3, don't chase the market down slowly.
And if the market softens, which in my opinion, it's softening right now as we're making this video, homes that are pretty good, you know what I mean, they get ignored, right? And the homes that are priced right to sell, those are the homes that get the most activity.
And sometimes multiple offers.
And one thing that we've talked about before and we'll always talk about, because this is something that gets on my nerves immensely, listen to your real estate agent because they're probably telling you something that they've done research into the market for. So if you're thinking your house needs to be listed for $450 and your real estate agent comes and says $425, they probably have a reason behind bringing that up. And one thing that a lot of people forget about is that when you do list a house overpriced, in my personal experience, there is a 90 to 95% chance you'll get under what your real estate agent initially sold you in the first place, because you'll reduce price, nobody will look at the home, 3, 4, 5 weeks it'll be on market, nobody will look at the home, they'll keep reducing price. And then finally, when you get to a point where people are like, oh wow, okay, that's priced really well, then you're making less than you would have made if you would have just priced it where your real estate agent initially told you.
So do we believe someone can really call the bottom date?
We're a little skeptical, don't get me wrong, but we love the framework that this video and this formula built that makes you pay attention to the correct signs, because that's the most important part of the signs of what's going on in the market: uncertainty, productivity, jobless claims, and most importantly, inventory, because supply and demand play a gigantic role in the housing market.
And if you're moving to Knoxville and want a second set of eyes on neighborhoods, pricing, or timing,
reach out. Text, call, email, everything in between. Links are all in the description.
and if you're watching from your TV, link is right here. Now comment buy or sell in the area you're looking in, and we'll do a follow-up video on that specific area.